Welcome back to another episode of Anna's Wine Rack. We are so glad you could join us today. Today we are talking about something that holds a place in my heart. This is Lambrusco. This particular one is Reggiano, but Lambrusco itself comes from Italy. It is just north of Tuscany is where they are produced. Usually they are made with about 6 different varietals that are all Lambrusco. However, Reggiano is made only from 4 of those varietals, not from all 6. When it comes to Lambrusco, they are, however, allowed to add a certain percentage of other grapes besides Lambrusco, usually for color or for body. Most of the time they are adding Ensalada for color and Cab Sauv grapes for body. This particular type of Lambrusco is only allowed to add a maximum of 15% of the Ensalada grapes for color. They do not add any other grapes besides the other 4 varietals of Lambrusco. The reason that Lambrusco is near and dear to my heart is because I used to be solely a white wine drinker. Started out with white Zinfandel and then moved to Chardonnay and Pinot Grigio. And then after that, I moved to Riesling and Gewürztraminer. I was very hesitant to switch to red wines, and my father introduced me to Lambrusco, which is very prevalent in Italian culture. It is a red wine, however, it is slightly carbonated, so it's not as heavy and it's a little bit lighter than most red wines. I found this for me to be a fantastic transition wine into trying full red wines that are not carbonated. And this is the reason that I now love red wines. Although I have actually not had Lambrusco in quite a while now, since I have been drinking red wine instead of white. So I'm excited to try it again today and see if it still holds the same flavor as it did for me before. So at first glance, I can tell that this wine is carbonated. This wine is not considered a full sparkling wine because it only goes through 1 bubble-inducing carbonation as opposed to 2, which is what champagne and sparkling wines go through. So it's just slightly carbonated. I smell fruit, plum, possibly strawberries, blackberries. It has a nice red color to it that actually reminds me of black cherries or possibly blackberries. So I'm really excited to see how this tastes. It tastes exactly how I remember. This is slightly chilled because Lambrusco is supposed to be not room temperature like red wines normally are. It is slightly chilled. So I get the carbonation, I get a lot of fruit, which is great. It tastes very similar to a lot of white wines in that you get a whole lot of fruit. It's not extremely dry. You don't have the tannins that you have with a lot of the red wines, but it's very refreshing and crisp. I think this wine would be perfect with a lot of foods, like seafood, chicken, Italian food. It would be great with pizza or pasta. I would love to have some of this with a white pizza. So I think this wine would be a fantastic choice for you if you are a white drinker or a red drinker, especially if you're white and a white drinker and contemplating swimming into the realm of red wines. This is a fantastic transition wine because it's easy on your palate and it's similar to what you are used to, yet a little bit more flavor and more power like red wines have. So I think you should definitely give this a try. You can find it at a lot of different places. Any of your local grocery stores and Trader Joe's, I know, always carries one brand or another of this as well. And it's fairly cheap, which is helpful for those of us on a budget. So please give this a try and let us know what you think. We are so glad that you joined us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time. I got nothing else. Happy drinking.